almost like a cinnamon into a clovey sweet into that
Cinnamon?
wheat. Cinnamon,
Cinnamon.
some cinnamon sweetness. Hello and welcome to Bourbon Theory. I'm Josh.
And I'm Bill.
And today we're going to review a new product for you.
Definitely for me. Have you had it before?
I have tasted a tiny bit, but I've never had this release. I've had a different one.
Oh, so where were you when you tasted this?
I was at a friend's house.
Oh, cool. You have friends?
I know, right? It's crazy.
How about that?
It's crazy.
So this is, you tell them.
So this has been Holladay. This is their soft red wheat bottled in bond. So this is straight out of Missouri. This is Missouri distiller DSP number 5. So they're one of the oldest in Missouri, and honestly, I think they're up there in oldest in America. They're one of the only distilleries outside of Kentucky that I know of that uses limestone water as their base, because on their property in Missouri they have limestone springs. So this could give you a very similar flavor to the Kentucky style bourbon, which you're used to, than from a totally different state.
So this is cool. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. And Missouri does have a similar climate to Kentucky. You definitely get the hot hots and definitely get the cold winters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this could be something interesting for you.
Yeah, this is cool. So embossed on the bottle, DSP, Missouri number 5.
Yep.
So that's great. It says they've been around since 1856. I believe that says 1855. One of the two.
6. Yep.
6.
I think on the side label here, there's some information on what's inside.
Yeah, so this was distilled fall of 2017. So it's 6 years old, bottled April 2024. It was on the 3rd floor of a 7-floor rick house.
In rick house number or letter C.
Yep. So it is 100 proof, aged 6 years in new charred oak barrels. So Missouri straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
See what we got. Oh, it's a screw top. I like that. And it's a metal.
Oh, it is.
It's a metal screw top.
I did not even notice that.
I didn't either. And after our recent uncorking
cork issue, that is nice to see.
Yep. Close enough.
If it'll thread back. There we go.
There you go.
A little bit of fun there. That is sweet.
Sweet red wheat.
Sweet
right?
wheat. All right.
It's a good color.
Good color.
I thought it was going to be a little bit light, but it's not as light as I thought it was.
It's a little watery. Mine's not sticking.
Mine's holding pretty well. Looks good.
There's a very pleasant nose.
It does. Sweet.
Very sweet.
Getting some sweetness.
Very sweet. Definitely the wheat sweetness coming through on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little.
Just a bit of spice there.
Yeah, a little spice, a little vanilla maybe.
A little wood.
Not too much though. 6 years isn't too terribly old to pick up too much of that, but it's a nice sweet spot.
6 good sweet spot.
Yeah. Anything else on the nose you're picking up? Anything in particular?
No, it's just a
really nice. Really smooth smell.
Very desserty. Very.
Yes, definitely on the sweet side.
Like a bread. I'm
getting like a vanilla, like cakey kind of smell.
like a dessert, like a dessert, like a cake or a.
Yeah, nothing like overly sweet.
No,
just sweet enough.
A bit like the Willet.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. This does smell a little bit like that pot still.
Like the pot still.
Yeah, which we did a review on, and if it's not out by the time I post this video, then I will. I'll make sure I go back in and leave it in the description. And if it is out by then, I'll make sure I post something right here on the video. So
just let the nanobots do it.
Just let the nanobots do it.
Yeah.
Like magic.
Yeah. Just mention it and they'll do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
That is spicy. Just enough. That's my first note. Some spice, some cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yes.
Definitely cinnamon. Maybe a little clove.
I could see the clove. I'm not getting it in the center of the tongue though.
No.
It's totally skipping the center.
I've got a nice spicy finish.
I'm getting the front and I'm getting the sides.
Yep.
And I'm getting the back.
Not too much in the middle yet.
No.
This maybe drinks a little hotter than 100.
And that's probably that wheat.
Yeah.
Wheat, it's presented as being, a lot of people pick it up as being a very soft, right? Soft red wheat. Or as being not being very spicy. It actually does have a fair amount of spice
qualities to it.
So it can be a bit surprising.
Yeah.
On the palate.
Especially if it's mixed in with a little bit of rye, which I'm not sure. There's no mash bill on the bottle.
But based on how they're calling it,
I would say that this is wheated. I don't know if I'm getting any corn sweetness off of this.
No, but they're calling it bourbon.
So it has to be.
They're calling it straight bourbon whiskey. It should have to be 51% corn.
So we're thinking corn, main, wheat, secondary, maybe rye, third.
Maybe there's, yeah. So
I don't think we're getting any malted barley or anything like that in here because I'm not getting too much of like a.
But that bready, cakey thing could be.
It's not so much bready to me as it is like the cake. And for me, cake and bread don't smell the same. It does have a wonderful nose.
Maybe we could find something sometime that smells like biscuits.
Apparently, a lot of single malt stuff.
Maybe not then.
He's not a fan of the single malt.
I mean, I've drank a lot of scotch, but it's just...
Well, it doesn't have to be scotch. We can do some American single malts and see if there's anything interesting in that category you might like.
Maybe if they got enough proof to them. Scotch just
that is the
always
problem.
seemed
they
to be
drink
pretty
low.
weak.
They drink in the 80s usually. High 90s is an incredibly high proof for a single malt.
A little more sweetness that time.
I'm getting it in the mid.
Still not getting anything in the mid.
Not deep into the mid palate, just a touch.
Not quite as much on the back for me that time.
Which is a little strange that it would be inconsistent in that way.
It maybe just kind of softened up the palate a bit there.
Now, I am told their Rickhouse proof is the one to go for.
Mm-hmm.
So this is their more of their staple, their base offering, which nothing wrong with that. And this is a good bourbon if you ask me, just based off what we've done so far. But the Rickhouse proof apparently brings a little bit more of the flavor I think that they're going for, whereas the 100 proof bottled and bond might lose a little bit of that mystique.
I did see, I believe I saw some of that over in Tennessee last weekend when I was over there.
We'll have to stop in sometime and see if we can grab one and do a side by side.
Yep.
I
had never seen this before, but you had mentioned it, and when I saw it, I went, "Oh, Josh mentioned that."
Now, does this remind you of the Kentucky? Because it does a little bit to me.
I'm trying to think of what it would remind me of.
So it's wheated, which gives me more of a Weller.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say Weller.
Because we just did that 107 review not too long ago. So we're definitely not at the same level. This 107 is definitely better than the Holladay.
And the 107 carried a lot more spice with it.
Yes, it did. And you prefer spiciness on your bourbons. So it's definitely the weediness kind of gets in there, but it does, that limestone water base I think really does lend it towards tasting a lot more like a Kentucky bourbon. And I think maybe a Weller Special Reserve or something along those lines, definitely not the 107. It's in the higher proof point there.
I wonder if the sweetness here might lend more to a sorghum, like a molasses.
Yeah.
type of thing. Which, from a, because I'm not a big fan of honey, I'm not a fan of molasses. I'm just not a sweets fan really too much. But this is good.
Yeah.
It's not bad by any means.
This is a good bourbon. This is a bar pour.
I don't remember what was the pricing on this.
That's a great question. We got it down here. Excuse our unpreparedness here. It was a $60 bottle.
$60 bottle. So,
not bad.
Not bad. Maybe a little bit.
A tiny bit steep. I think $50 might be the price point for it.
In today's
today's
crazy market.
Crazy. This is a good value for $60.
Decent value, yeah. And that's the North Carolina price, which is not. I'm not saying it's bad by any means.
Could be better. Maybe this is cheaper in Missouri. Maybe this is a $40 bottle in Missouri, something like that.
I doubt that you'd see that much variance, but we're going to go and hit some South Carolina, and we're definitely going to hit some Tennessee, maybe hit Virginia.
Yeah.
We're close enough. We're, 50, 60 miles from a couple of Virginia ABC stores. And
so definitely worth just seeing if there's a difference in pricing. Sure. But this would be a bottle I'd put on my bar and share.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is one I would recommend if somebody's looking for a Kentucky style bourbon, but maybe isn't too into it yet. This would be a nice introduction because it does have the Kentucky limestone flavoring to it, but it's not quite Kentucky.
And not taking anything away from Missouri. I think they've got a great, 1856.
That's a great lineage.
That's a great lineage, heritage. The Show Me State, they showed us.
They sure did. They showed us some good bourbon.
Yes, they did. Yeah, it's not a real long-lasting mouthfeel, not a real long-lasting flavor, but it's not short either. It's not a short finish. So,
definitely spice and sweet. Spice first, sweet second.
Yeah, and that 6 years of age comes in there.
Yep, definitely a cinnamon spice for me.
I agree with the cinnamon.
Maybe just this touch of the clove I was getting on the nose.
I think the clove. I agree with the clove.
And that's sort of lends better into that sweetness because it's almost like a cinnamon into a clovey sweet into that wheat. Cinnamon sweetness into that clove, and then kind of transfers into the wheat sweet.
The wheat sweet.
The wheat sweet.
Sweet wheat.
Sweet wheat.
Which, by the way, we'll do some 1792 of that at some point.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get all up in every single category of bourbon you've ever heard of.
Well, we're gonna try.
Yeah.
For sure.
Certainly. So rating on this one for you?
On our schoolhouse scale, I give this one a good solid C, maybe C+.
Okay. I'm gonna put this as a B- for me. Just because I like that enough. I like that sweetness on it.
Yeah, that's close enough. Definitely I'd put this on the bar, and definitely I would share this with friends.
Yep. I'd say it's worth the $60.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's a fantastic bottle. Good job, Ben Holladay. I'd like to get some more of your stuff.
Absolutely.
If you guys tried this one, let us know. Is the Rickhouse proof the one we should be coveting? Should we definitely go out and get that? Because we're a fan of the higher proofs. So I'd be interested to see if there's a little bit more of that natural flavor coming through from that wood, that oak barrel on the Rickhouse proof on that. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for it. But you guys let us know what your opinion is on that.
Hit us in the comments.
Yep. Leave us a like, subscribe if you liked what you saw today.
Yep. And hit that bell so you'll see our future videos.
We would greatly appreciate it more than you know.
Yeah. And here's our promise. We're going to come to you unfiltered
and uncut
and a little bit chilled, maybe.
I don't know. I think we're a little more zero chill.
But
we're non-chill filtered.
But we will tell you that we promise our videos will get better with age, just like bourbon.
Absolutely. Take care of yourselves.
Thanks.